Hi guys, Razer here. I want to just show you what I've been doing the last week or so. This is now since the last Epoch launch. I couldn't play much obviously on the launch day. I didn't even try to start. I only the Friday or the Saturday started messing around and making some characters. But this was my offline play. I made one that I played with my friends online to see how this is. But the offline one was what I ran in my own spare time. And I just want to show you a little interaction here for survivability. So normally the ward mechanic is quite strongly used when you're going to the Reaper form. But I'm playing as a necromancer. And I found a little setup here that I wanted to share. So in my passive tree, I found there is some ward support obviously for Acolyte. I haven't taken this yet, I'll tell you now. But you can get ward when an enemy, an ally or a minion dies. And then there's more ward retention on that side. We can actually type ward here just to see the nodes that is affected. And on Necromancer here as well, you have increased ward retention, which is good, and ward granted when one of your minions dies. At the bottom here, you've got ward when you use a minion skill. Now, that would suggest that if you have minions that you can pop out and they either die by themselves or they get used, then you can kind of have a cycle of retaining ward the whole time. So my first couple of like 30 or 35 points, obviously I just went damage, and now I'm going to build the next couple into defenses, and ward is one of them what I wanted to use. And I picked up here on our skills that our skeletal mage has a little node here that says skeletal mages can cast sacrifice on your wraiths, and I've got wraiths up here. And we've got 1 foot in the grave. Gain ward for each wraith summoned, but the health decays more quickly. That we can easily cancel out with Delay of the Dead. So what I did is I popped in 3 points there. Gonna take the 4th one and then this after that. So now we've got a little loop here that my skeletal mages will sacrifice my wraiths, but every time I summon a wraith I get ward. So I get ward when I summon it, I get ward when they sacrifice it, I get ward when they expire or die. You see the loop. So that makes when I play that I'm starting to get permanent 100+ ward generation constantly. So even if you take damage, every time you just summon a spirit you get ward, and when he dies you can see there just pops down. So if I can just heal. Basically I can just heal to 150 in a couple of seconds if you take damage. And I've got ward retention can be better now because I need to invest more points. But that's the kind of idea after this sustain. And I've got the full 5 here, but now I need to upgrade that to 8. And that 10 points there, 5 points for better ward retention, which means my ward would last longer. And I hope by my calculations at least half my health pool, if not more, will be ward, and it will be almost a shield that can be up the whole time. It's interesting, and I think that can work pretty well to help me sustain. Currently if I just go through the setup and gear, I basically chanced this. I got the rune to drop and I hit it first time. Kind of nice, but it's what I wanted to do is build around minions with a lot of projectiles. So I went with archers. I cancelled out so that I only have where is it now? I only have 1 skeletal warrior because I just want him to cast a bone armor as a little bonus thing, and then basically the archers. And this will upgrade full. I just want all the cooldown reduction. This cooldown reduction is actually global, so it will offset the cooldown and get the punishment for taking more arrows. So I can have another 4 arrows per mage, and then per skeleton archer. And then the mages you also go for Death Blossom and you go for Mortar. So basically all physical necrotic, it's the basic thing you scale, so you don't have to worry too much about conversion. Then just the archers is fire, but they scale of all the base stuff. I'll see later if there's fire I can also work in. I did say you can change it to cold, which should give freezes and chills. So I'll see when I get to endgame if it's better or not. My idea is just to have a good clear spread over the whole screen. Then our golem, we went straight bone golem. And yes, the idea of scaling from the weapon is not going to help his melee attacks. But if you didn't know, bone shatter is actually a spell. There you can see it's physical spell. So all the spell damage from the weapon counts for that, and then all the spell damage for my mages that I also scale the shatter. So I went just absolutely full in that, and now I'm just going to go tank in that afterwards. So